Hey, thank you for coming by. Tori Magoo 44. Today is, what are we at? 14th of June. It's rolling along. So, it's good to have you guys here. I thank you. And I was telling you different parts of Scientology, and I'm going to continue that. This one kind of has to do with a combination of what's going on right now on the internet and what would happen if you arrived in the Church of Scientology. And you kind of have to ask yourself, is this a church or is it a mafia, right? Because first of all, you have to know, like, even the mafia, they're slick. You know what I mean? They're not going to come out like, we're the mafia, we're tough, we're, we're these evil guys. I mean, some of them will in some ways, but not, they often, like any con artist, they have a good way of roping you in, getting you into part of the con. That's how it works, right? If they just said, it's the same for drugs. If somebody said, hey, here, take some drugs, most people wouldn't. But they're like, hey, take a little bit of this, it'll keep you up a little bit later, you can study more, or this is going to make you happier, or something like that. It's all part of a very, very bad thing, when somebody can't tell you exactly what it is. And that's what Scientology is. They can tell you part of what it is, and I will tell you, when you first get in, it sounds good. It's like a world without war, and where good men can survive and do well. It's like, who can be against that? I forget what the whole quote is, but it's some wonderful quote of L. Ron Hubbard's, which he probably stole from someone else. But because he did most of his things, just so you know, he did borrow them or steal them from other very, very reputable people. So when you hear it, it kind of rings true, because it's things that you have heard all your life from people that you do like, and they're good things. Okay? So when you get into Scientology, it's the same kind of thing. But they automatically start checking on, how do you feel about Scientology? And if you're like, well, my mother doesn't really like it, right away you're sent over to ethics. And you got to think to yourself, now wait a minute, why am I in ethics? Just because of my mother? Like, would a real church send you to ethics? First of all, is it ethics? No, not really. It's really a machine set up to get you back on the road that they want you to be on. That's it. That's what ethics is. They are some of the most unethical people I have ever known in my life. And they continue to be. On the internet, you can watch them, and how you can see them, I tell people the internet goals. There are 3 goals on the internet by the net mafia that work on it. Number 1 is distracted off of anything having to do with Scientology that they don't want known, which is a lot of stuff, right? They don't want it known. So as soon as you see a thread that starts out about Scientology, and all of a sudden it's off picking about people, that's generally something run out of the Office of Special Affairs, one way or the other. That's what they do. Not that everyone is. Some people can do that themselves. But I'm just saying, in general, if you watch someone, they're constantly doing that, distracting off of Scientology onto some BS stuff that doesn't really matter at all. Who cares? That's them, right? Or they're working for them, or they're run by them. Because that's the other thing they do, is they can run people without the person even really knowing it. And I watch them do it, so I know it's true. The second one is to degrade any active critics. So if you're hearing about so-and-so, and like, I remember the critics used to always say to me, because right when I left, they were like, oh, Magoo, don't trust her, blah, 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 she's this, she's that, she's really a secret OSA agent. I was like, oh yeah, right. That's a good one. But that's what they do. And the critics used to write me and say, you must be doing something right, because the fact that they're attacking you as much as they are, you must be doing something right, so keep doing it. And that's true for anybody today, on this day. That's one of the things you can know, because they do attack good, active critics every time. They want to, like, totally slime them so nobody will trust them. Hopefully nobody will talk to them, which I've lived through, and it's awful. It really is. It's really, really awful. And I will tell you, if you just think with your heart and with courage, you're not going to buy into their BS. If you get into all this he said, she said, that, in back channeling all this stuff, that's what they want, because that keeps you off of, sunshine disinfects. And it does. That my friend Warrior used to always say that, sunshine disinfects. And you know what? It does. Keep it out in the light. It does. One of our friends just left the Church of Scientology. And you know what? They were on it right away and got on, started sending me a private message. We want to know who you talked to, what was it, when was it, blah, blah, blah. And I made a thread on xscientology.net. Boom, there you go. Let's hear it all. There you go. That's what they said. The next day, oh, okay, Magoo, forget it. Just forget everything. That's okay. Never mind. Everything's all fine. I said, no, everything isn't all fine. There was somebody that was going to leave your church, and now you've stopped that person and taken over their account. That isn't a church, okay? And you can take your investigation and stick it where the sun don't shine. And I want to know where the person is, what you've done with them, or I want them to contact me, or I will be calling the police, because this is not okay. And I know I sound a little bit intense, but you know what? When you start taking younger people, when they want to leave your church, that is not a religion. That is a mafia-like organization. And that is the Church of Scientology. And David Miscavige, I told you in 2000, you can run, but you cannot hide. And as long as you're abusing people and breaking up families and stopping free speech on the internet and other stuff, I am going to be here. And here I am. It's 2012, okay? I told you, I warned you, you should stop doing this creepy stuff, because you will never, ever, ever win at it. Ever. Okay? So if you're in the Church of Scientology and they find out anyone on your lines is antagonistic to Scientology, you are swept off to ethics, and they will make you feel like you are wrong, like you've done something bad, that you're connected to someone awful that could ruin your life and your total freedom. Give me a break. Look on the internet at how many thousands of people have left the Church of Scientology. Listen to what they have to say. As I say over and over, don't trust me only. Look at both sides. Read both sides. Study both sides. And then make up your mind. Because I know if you learn both sides, I have no question you're going to make the right decision for you. But you also ask yourself this: why can't the Church of Scientology say that? Why can't they ever say, go ahead, look at both sides, make up your own mind? They can't. And we know why they can't. And if you look, you'll find out why they can't. And there you go. Checkmate. All right, so anyway, that's I think it's part 3, whatever. It's one of those about the church and how, is it a church or a mafia? In my opinion, it is absolutely a mafia. Judge Breckenridge said it is a mafia-like organization. You can Google Scientology + judges and read what tons of judges have said about them, who have spent many, many days in court with them. And that's what their quotes are in there. And they're not good either. So there you go. That's it for today. I love you guys. I hope you are having a fantastic time. I will tell you this: keep doing what you're doing. Thank you to every single person out there who is doing something, anything. It makes a difference. This new young person who is out and free is because of what all the people around the world are doing. It makes a huge difference. So thank you. All right, you take care. Peace.